Hello mates, Teacher Gabriel here. In today's video, I'd like to explain the difference between as and like, since they're often confused, because they can both be used for comparisons. Both words are used for making comparisons. But there are, however, important differences, and this is what we're going to lay on the table today. Well, let's take a look at these examples, right? So that you have a previous idea. I will introduce some sentences using both words, as and like. Take a look at the examples. I worked as an actor for 2 years. In this sentence, the word as means job or function. What I use it to do, all right? My job, the function that I use it to play. I went home early as I felt ill. In this context, as means because, right? He looks as if he hasn't slept. Look, comparing real situation to imaginary situation. As you know, this is the third time I've had to complain. In the way that, right? When I'm saying something to you and explaining how it happened, all right? He looks like his dad. It communicates similarity. Both people look like each other. She's like a sister to me. It's the same context, similarity. But the person, I consider the person as being something highly important to me, like a family member, right? Try to do something relaxing, like reading a book or having a bath. Giving examples, right? So, these are few examples just to introduce the words, but let's dive deeper into their context, right? On the following slides. Well, when we make comparisons, guys, right? Making comparisons, we generally use as plus an adjective plus as and as much as. So, we often use the structure as plus adjective plus as or as much as to say if something has or doesn't have the same amount of that quality as something else. Take a look at the examples. She loves curry as much as I do. So the intensity of her like is the same as mine. So I use the structure as much as, right? Because the intensity is the same. I'm comparing how much she likes it, how much she loves it, is the same as I do. He's not as tall as his brother. Negative sentence. So his brother is slightly taller than him. So he's not as tall as his brother, right? I'm making comparison, but to make also a difference, all right? It's not as expensive as the other hotel, the same situation. One hotel is more expensive than the other. So I'm comparing their prices, and one is not as expensive as the other. So there's a slight difference, all right? That dog is as big as that child. So it means that both the dog and the child have the same height, all right? You also have to use as in the expression the same as. Look at the examples. Your phone is the same as mine. Texting is not the same as speaking in person, all right? Let's continue. When we use like plus noun, in the following comparisons, like is followed by a noun or a pronoun to say that two things are similar. Examples. He's like a father to me. I consider him as a father. She's acting like a child, although she's an adult, but she behaves like a child. So she is acting like a child. I'm comparing her to a child. It's like a burger, but with big mushrooms instead of bread, right? It's similar to a burger, but it also has mushrooms instead of bread. Yeah, there is a slight difference here. There are lots of people like us. Look, lots of people like us. When I comparing, yeah, they are similar to us, all right? It is also common to make comparisons using like with the verbs of the senses. Take a look. She looks like her mother, yeah, in terms of behavior, physical appearance, all right? It sounds like a cat. The sound that comes from somewhere is like a cat. Yeah. I think it's a cat because the sound reminds me of it. Nothing tastes like homemade lemonade, right? Lemonade is super special, so nothing tastes like it. It smells like medicine. Yeah, when you smell something and it reminds you of other smell, and in this case, medicine, so you compare, like, it feels like cotton. When you touch something like clothing, the texture looks like cotton. It's as soft as cotton. All right. As if or as though plus a clause. Yeah. As if, as though plus clause. As if and as though can be used to compare a real situation to an imaginary situation. They're followed by a clause, which is a subject and verb. Yeah. A subject and the verb form a clause, right? Examples. You look as if you've seen a ghost. Like your appearance, your face seems that you have seen a ghost. You look kind of scary, You look kind of scared, right? The situation is scary. I felt as if I was floating above the ground. I felt as if I was floating above the ground. Was I really floating above the ground? No, I wasn't. But I felt as if I'm turning a situation imaginary. You talk as though we're never going to see each other again. Like perhaps the person who spoke to me spoke in a way that I thought they would never speak to me again. Yeah, I'm just imagining that situation. Giving examples. We can say like or such as to give examples, right? Both words work with the same meaning in the same context. You could try a team sport like football, basketball, or hockey. Look, like football, basketball, or hockey. Such as, or I'm using these sports as example. You should take something soft, such as a towel, to lie on. Take anything, as long as it's similar to a towel so that you can lie on, right? So, keep in mind, like or such as, they're also used to give examples. Talking about a job or function, when you talk about job or function, right? We can use as plus noun to talk about a job or function as well. Examples. I worked as a shop assistant for 2 years, which means the function that I carried out was the function of a shop assistant. Yeah. I usually helped the people around, assisted them to find the items in the shop. Yeah. He used his coat as a blanket to keep warm, right? His coat wasn't really a blanket, but he used it as if, right? As it. So as in this context communicate that the coat was used in the place of a blanket. Yeah. It worked. Yeah. The function was the same. Yeah. The outcome was the same. Kept him warm. All right. As equals while or during that time. During the time that. Yeah. Let's check it out. She called as I was getting out of the bath. She called as I was getting out of the bath. Well, during the time that I was having a bath, she called me at that moment. I was still having the bath. Yeah, during the time that I was having the bath. So she called me as. Yeah, as they were arriving, we were leaving. Yeah, the moment or while we were leaving, they arrived at the same time. You know, during the time that we were leaving, they arrived as well. So I use as to communicate this idea, right? As you see in the example. Also, as means in the way that, or in the way it goes. As we expected, it started to rain. Yeah. In the way we expected, exactly like we expected. Yeah. As you know, classes start on 15th January. In the way that, as you know, classes start on 15th January. As I said, I think this project will be a challenge, right? In the way that I said, yeah, I think this project will be a challenge, yeah. This project, yeah. Note that informal speech, people sometimes say like for in the way that, in informal speech, okay? Like I said, I didn't know her, yeah. And in this case, it's quite informal, right? Well, and finally, we use as to connect to phrases, and as with the meaning of because. As can be used as a conjunction to connect it to phrases. It can have different meanings, all right? It can have different meanings. As meaning because. Let's take a look. All the tickets were sold out as we got there too late. So, the tickets were sold out because we arrived there so late. Yeah, because we arrived there so late. It communicates the same meaning. Yeah. As the road was closed, I had to park on the next street. Why did I have to park on the next street? Because the roads were closed. Yeah, or because the road was closed. That's the reason why I had to park on the next street. As works as because in this context. Okay, guys. So I hope it has helped you a lot, yeah, and you now understand the difference between as and like. If you still got any doubts, just leave it comments below, telling me what doubt you still have, and so we can work on it, all right, and help you out the best way we can. Thank you for watching. Share this video with your friends if you would like. Hit the like button to help the channel, and see you around. Bye.